Okay, so I've been doing a lot of testing and trying to figure out my issue here. 49% throttle, thing runs flawless, perfect. Tons and tons of power, no issues. You go to where high cam engages. As soon as high cam engages, it hesitates, bogs, stutters, acts really dumb, almost like Vtec is not engaging. I did a few things to verify. Number one, I have 70 plus psi of oil at my sensor whenever it happens. I also took and changed out the Vtec solenoid with a different one, a friend's, to see if it would fix it. No help there. But his had the factory switch on it, even though it's broken. I just ran a couple little connectors onto it inside of the car. The factory spec says it ends up opening at something like 54 psi of oil pressure. Whenever Vtec engages, no matter what RPM I set it to, 4100 is where I have it set now, that does change. It goes from being closed to open right upon engagement, like it's supposed to. What else? Heck, we've tried all kinds of tuning stuff. I've checked timing. I've checked all kinds of stuff. What we've kind of gone to the point of is, because we know we have oil pressure going to the head, at least 50 some psi whenever the problem's happening, we started thinking, it's a problem in the cam assembly. So I swapped it out with a whole entire different cam assembly. Same issue. So now I'm kind of checking it for oil leaks, and I took all the passages that go from like this, from the tensioner. I took all this off, and when I had off while I was swapping the cam assembly, I ran zip ties through them and cleaned them out, made sure there was no debris in there, no stupid RTV or anything dumb like that. They're clean, they're happy, stuff goes through them with no issues. So now I'm trying to do this weird little test that Honda has. Tells you to hook up this tool, which, of course, the local dealer didn't have. So I made something. We took some bolts, we drilled some holes in them, and then drilled holes sideways through them and made this little apparatus to supply air. And boy, does it really, really like air. I had to open up a second air tank in the shop in order to get enough air for it. So what they tell you is that whenever you supply 45 psi of air, these should lock in, and you should, whenever you jiggle that, it should jiggle all three of these, or they should at least be locked. Alternatively, you could press down on the middle one and get it to deflect, and it should be grabbing, because once you have that much pressure going through these cams, it should make this all lock in. We're going to test it real quick for the hell of it. It's not locking. I can push that freely. I can move these freely. They're not locked. Let's just crank it up for the hell of it. That's as high as I can get. Now it is locked in. At least it feels like it. Yeah, I cannot press it now. So I'm going to assume it's working. And I can no longer make it move. Obviously the other side should be the same. I bet the air compressor will kick on soon though here. So hard to press on this thing. I'm gonna put the phone down to try it. Yeah, you can see if I press on it there that it's moving independently without moving others. And according to that, we have plenty of pressure going to it, but it's not really engaging like the other one. Need to kind of know what everybody thinks. Obviously I'm gonna have a lot of leakage because it's air and not oil, and you can hear that leakage. And none of the leakage seems to be from like any of the cam journals or anything. They look fine. It all seems to be like from down in there and in there. Every single one of these just leaks a little tiny bit, and you combine it across all of them, and that's a hell of a lot of leakage. So kind of wanted to see what other people's experience is, if anybody has any answers. Thanks.